guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Sam and I am a little antique slash vintage reseller over on Instagram, which is just at Blueberry Vintage Company, as well as a content creator, I guess that's what I could call myself now. So I create content about thrifting, I show a bunch of thrift hauls, I do DIYs and mini vlogs, things like that. So welcome. But today I wanted to make a video all about how I grew on Instagram. I don't normally make videos like this, but I really wanted to make this video because I have grown pretty quickly and I feel like I have learned a lot and I want to share my tips. And I devoured videos like this, like how I grew on Instagram, how I grew on YouTube, how to grow on social media, tips and tricks. So I really wanted to share what I know. So if you are somebody who is trying to grow on Instagram for your business, to promote that, or to create content, or just to be an influencer, I don't know, but I'm gonna give you all of my tips and tricks right now. So first of all, I never wear my hair down, and I really was dying to, like, just for once have my hair down in a video. It's driving me insane. Okay, so I made notes on my phone and that's what I want to look at. Okay, so I just want to give you a little context. March of 2023, this year, I had 1,000 followers on Instagram, and on September 7th, I hit 30,000. So right now I have almost 31,000. I have like 30.8 thousand. So that's 6 months, a little under 6 months, because it was the end of March and the beginning of September. So I have it broken down into 7 major points. And before I get into those, I just wanted to talk about the 2 apps that I use to do everything. So both of these apps are free. The first app is Canva, but with Canva, I do get the Canva Pro, and I don't recall how much it is. How much is Canva Pro? Okay, it's $14.99 a month. So I definitely suggest the Pro, because if you're gonna use it all the time like I do, you get so many better images in the images and elements section, better fonts, just all of it. So I use Canva, and I also use CapCut. So for Canva, I use that to create the cover of my reels. So like when you go to an Instagram page and the thing that you see like on their grid, the cover of the reel, because otherwise you can just use like a little snapshot of the reel when you go to post it, and sometimes like it's hard to find one that looks good. So I use that for that. I use it for my logo. I use it for invoices that I send out to brands, which I just started doing, which is crazy. I literally use it for everything. So you can make videos on there, you can make templates of anything on there. So get Canva, you can get it on your phone, you can go on your computer, use it. CapCut I use to edit all of my reels, and I also use it to edit my YouTube videos, but we're talking just about Instagram. So anyway, so CapCut is free. You don't need to spend any money on it. I used to use Splice, and I liked that, but I found CapCut to be just so much more user-friendly. So those are the 2 apps that I use, and I just wanted to share those. All right, so let's dive into the tips. First one is to pick a niche, and I'm sure you have heard this if you have watched any of these types of videos, and I'm sorry, I know it's redundant, but truly, you just have to. Now, to get into this further, so a niche is like your subject, like what all of your content is going to be about, kind of narrowed down. Your niche should be something that you're passionate about, because you don't want to get burnt out. Now, when I first started, my Instagram page, I was posting furniture flipping content, and I was not passionate about that, but I did that because we had started, my wife and I had started that business. And then when I started showing some of my thrifting footage, that got a lot more traction, and I also was more passionate about it. So I just feel like that goes hand in hand. Your content's going to be better because you enjoy your niche, if that makes sense. When you're picking a niche, you want to make sure that it's something you're not necessarily an expert in it. You don't have to be an expert. You don't have to feel like, oh, well, there's already somebody else doing that, and so they know more about it than I do, so why would anyone ever want to follow me? You don't need to think that way, okay? So there are so many people in my niche. I'm like thrifting content, vintage and cottagecore are like my little niches. There are so many people who are in my niche, and we're all different, so somebody will find you and resonate with you. But you have to niche down so that people can find you, and you can start to build a actual community that is genuine, that really like your specific niche. And to help yourself like kind of pick what your niche is going to be, try to think about something that your friends and family always are complimenting you about or asking your opinion on. That's kind of how I got into mine, is people would, you know, ask me like, oh, where do you like to go thrifting? You always find the best stuff. Or like, how do you find the stuff that you're looking for? People would message me asking me if I was going to sell something. So once I started, and that's, thrifting is something that I was most passionate about. And then once I realized that other people were like interested to hear what I had to say about it, I was sold. I was like, okay, this is my niche. This is what I'm going to do. So if you have something like that, like if people are asking you about your recipes, maybe you should choose cooking as your niche. All right, in this same first tip, add your own personal twist to it. It can be fairly simple. You don't need to stand out so much and be like, you know, you're inventing something for the first time. Just have something that is unique to you. So with my content, I do thrifting content, but I think it's a little bit unique because I live in Maine. I'm also a mom, and I also thrift mainly cottagecore stuff. There's going to be a community that will flock to that. There's communities for thrifters who thrift strictly like the groovy 70s stuff. People love that stuff, and that's who will go follow them. So always show a little bit of uniqueness to your niche. All right, we are on to tip number 2, which is to post reels. Instagram used to be a platform for still photos, and they are trying to keep up with other platforms where short form videos are what everyone is consuming. So reels are huge like that. I don't know, I'm not a strategist or anything like that, but that is what I have found to be how I grew. I mean, point blank, that's just how I grew, is with reels. And posting 1 to 3 reels a day. 3 sounds like a lot, but if the content that you're creating is something that you're passionate about, it really won't seem like a lot. God, sorry, my hair. So yeah, so posting 1 to 3 reels a day, using trending audio, and I said under 20,000 uses. So when you go to post your reel, you can choose your audio. You're going to want to choose the one with the little arrow that's pointing up. That means it's trending, and you want to kind of catch the trend before it's like over with, which is like why I think that you should choose, or which is just what I've done. So this is how I have done it, is I always choose one that's 20,000 or less uses. Usually I choose a sound that is like 5,000 or so in the usage area. Okay, and then make sure that, oh, this is a good tip that I learned somewhere. I don't know where I learned it, but I have found a difference with this. You need to use 4K videos when you post to Instagram. So normally they save, like when you go to edit in CapCut, it'll automatically save it as like 180p, the resolution. And and you can go at the top and slide it over and choose 4K, because I guess, and then export it like that, but I guess Instagram prefers 4K resolution on videos, and they will push those out because they're more clear, more so than any other resolution type. So make sure you're posting 4K videos. In the Reels realm, make sure that you're trying a variety of different formats, and once one of those takes off, then keep trying to recreate that for a little bit. Like that did well. If you got a bunch of views on a reel, say your reel was like an inspirational type reel where you just did a little clip, like a 7-minute clip with you doing something and words over it, and that did really, really well. Try to just keep recreating that in different ways until you get going. And then once you do, you can try to do like a rotation of different types of reels. So for example, I do a little bit of a rotation. I do a thrift with me reel, and then I'll do like a thrifted versus styled reel, and then I'll try to do a relatable short little clip reel. I might try to do like an inspirational one. So I'm always kind of cycling through, because you really just never know what's going to land with people, and you also don't want to bore your audience, but you want to stick still in your niche, in your realm of your subject, not going like all over the place, but you want to try different types of templates, if you will, of reels to see what's going to stick. The last part about reels that I'll say is I look back at some of my first reels and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe anybody liked it, because they're so shaky. So really, really try to take quality, non-shaky reels and use natural lighting. That's your best lighting. I don't care what anyone says. I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody says use natural lighting. Natural lighting is just, it's simply the best, and a crisp natural lighting reel that is not shaky is gonna get more traction. Okay, tip number 3, make sure that your bio is specific so that it can show the viewer exactly what they can expect when they go on your page. And also it makes sure that your page is searchable. So if you are, I'm just gonna keep using my example. So I thrift and I do cottagecore content and cozy content. So those 3 bullet points are in my description, so that if you come to my page, you know exactly what you're gonna find on my page. Sometimes I might throw something else in, but for the majority of my page, that's what's on there. And number 4, tip number 4, post in your stories daily. And I would say I post anywhere from like 4 to 8 plus. Like sometimes I'm like on a roll. Like if I have a lot to say that day or show my followers, I will post a lot in my stories, but try to at least post like 4 to 8 times in your stories every day, because stories are where people are going to get to know you, and that really, when I go on Instagram, I'm mostly just in my stories. So if I don't see someone in their stories a lot, like I don't really want to follow them, because I don't normally go to like someone's actual page, if that makes sense. And I just think that that's where you can build the most rapport with the people that follow you and keep them on there, and maybe they'll suggest your page to other people too. Tip number 5. This kind of goes with the other one. Engage with your audience on comments and DMs. So I have heard that DMs can push people to see your stuff. So what I'm trying to say is, if you interact with somebody in your DM, then it's going to actually push your content to that person. So you might think like, oh, it's just in my DMs, like no one, this doesn't matter, this isn't part of engagement. It does count as engagement. So all of it, you know, anything that Instagram has created, they created DMs, they created comments, they created sharing, they created stories. Use all of their little things that they have created, because clearly they want you to use them. And so I've just found if I utilize everything that they've provided, it helps to push me out to other people, if that makes sense. I hope it does. All right, we're on to number 6. You should, well, you don't have to, but this is what I did. I'm just sharing what I did, and I don't know. I'm just sharing the things that I do, and I think that they truly have helped me. Obviously, I don't know. So, follow like-minded people, people who are in your niche. Following them getting inspiration from them, but don't copy them. But following those types of people, because those are your community. Those are going to be the people that their followers might be interested in you as well. So if you're commenting on their posts, then their followers will see you commenting and be like, oh, who's that? You know what I mean? So just keeping in your community, in your niche, will help you grow as well. And then 7, the last one, the last tip that I have is to be you. There's nobody else like you. Share yourself, share your personality, share as much as you feel comfortable sharing, because somebody will resonate with you, and that somebody will share your post, and then other people will resonate with you. And if you're not showing your personality because you're scared, then no one's, you know, ever going to get to know you. And that's how you truly build your community and continue to grow, and you can keep this going and sustainable. So those are all the tips that I have. I so appreciate if you watched all the way to the end of this. Please leave a comment if you have any other questions, make any other videos pertaining to this topic. I love talking about it because I used to, like I said, watch these videos so much, and I can suggest one person too. I love, love, love her page. She has like the best tips, and that's Jade Beeson, as well as, Katie Steckley here on YouTube. So I will link both of their accounts in my description, but I learned so much from them. And like I said, I watched a lot of these types of videos, so I really wanted to share my experience. I did not pay for bots or for followers or anything. I think I did one ad one time and I got only a few. So this is all organic growth and organic followers. And please make sure that you subscribe to my channel and like this video. And I hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.